The tragic murder of Emmit Till. In the sweltering summer of 1955, the Mississippi Delta was a region fraught with racial tension. This was the backdrop for a horrific crime that would become a catalyst for the civil rights movement: the brutal murder of Emmit Till, a 14-year-old African-American boy from Chicago. Emmit traveled to Money, Mississippi, to visit his relatives, eager to spend his summer vacation in the South. Raised in the urban North, he was unfamiliar with the oppressive racial codes of the Jim Crow South. On August 24th, Emmit and a group of local teenagers went to Bryant's Grocery and Meat Market, a small store owned by a white couple, Roy and Carolyn Bryant. Accounts differ on what exactly transpired in the store. Some say Emmit whistled at Carolyn Bryant, others claim he made a casual remark. Regardless, this interaction, though innocent by Emmit's standards, violated the rigid racial etiquette of the time. Carolyn Bryant later claimed Emmit made physical advances, but this would be a focal point of controversy and skepticism. For days later, in the dead of night, Roy Bryant and his half-brother, J.W. Millam, arrived at the home of Emmit's great uncle, Mosa Wright. Armed and filled with rage, they demanded to see the boy who did the talking. Despite pleas from Mosa and his family, the men dragged Emmit from his bed, abducting him at gunpoint. What followed was an ordeal of unimaginable brutality. Bryant and Millam beat Emmit savagely, gouged out one of his eyes, and ultimately shot him in the head. They tied his body to a 75-pound cotton gin fan with barbed wire and dumped him into the Tallahatchie River. 3 days later, Emmit's mutilated body was discovered. His face was so disfigured that he was only identifiable by a ring he wore, engraved with his father's initials. His mother, Mamie Till Mobley, made the courageous decision to hold an open casket funeral in Chicago, insisting, "Let the world see what they did to my boy." The shocking photographs of Emmit's battered body, published in Jet magazine and other outlets, ignited national outrage. Bryant and Millam were arrested and charged with murder. The trial, held in Sumner, Mississippi, was a farce of justice. In a courtroom filled with segregationist fervor, an all-white, all-male jury deliberated for barely an hour before acquitting the defendants. Despite confessing to the murder in a paid interview with Look magazine months later, Bryant and Millam never faced further legal repercussions. Emmit Till's murder and the subsequent miscarriage of justice had a profound impact. It galvanized the burgeoning civil rights movement, highlighting the endemic racism and violence faced by African Americans. Activists like Rosa Parks and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. drew inspiration from Emmit's story, using it to fuel their fight against racial inequality.